right then, for the benefit of our audience, again, we are talking about gold, how we can, profit from it, so to speak. So hitting closer to home, some of the Malaysian gold counters headed in the same direction as gold prices. I'm sure we've got some names lined up like Poh Kong to the top of my head, Tomei, but probably just want to get your take on those names.
Yes, it's a good point. There's other ways to play the gold price. So here I'm showing you Poh Kong, and if you look actually the correlation between the gold price and the stock price of Poh Kong is very high. But it's also important when you choose the stock you want to invest in to know, because if you see here, for example, Poh Kong has been dropping much more than gold. And the reason is they have been posted lower net profit in Q2 to 25.7 ringgit, or 0.0626 ringgit per share versus what they had before at 0.0715 a year earlier. Their revenue as well fell, and this is despite the rally in gold. So this is something to look at. So even though overall the correlation looks high, if you look more in detail, we have been losing a bit of the correlation due to the poor results of Poh Kong in the last quarter. The demand from retail was not as strong as expected for the company, but as we expect gold to remain well supported, like I talked about earlier, there should be some good opportunities to buy Poh Kong at this level, or even probably lower level. There is at 0.80 a very strong support here that you can see, where I can see some demand for the company. But overall, the correlation has been lost a little bit. So the next company I wanted to share with you is, for me, more interesting, is Tomei Consolidated. So again, very strong correlation between the stock price and the gold price. But interestingly enough, this time, every time the stock price trades above the gold price, which is for me a good sign that the company is really benefiting well from the rally in gold, probably more than Poh Kong. And there are also few fundamental reasons of why the stock has been rallying quite hard the last month. They benefited from a backlog of weddings, actually, post-COVID in Malaysia, which helped the revenue in gold jewelry. And Tomei Consolidated has a return on capital employed of 23%, which is much, much higher than the competition. Compared to Poh Kong Holding, Tomei also is benefiting from its digital transformation journey and improve of the customer experience. They have invested a lot in IT. They have invested a lot in customer experience and access to their stores, which really helps the company. It's been a long investment for the past 10 years, but now they are starting to take the benefits of it. So this is for Tomei. The third one I wanted to share with you is Bahvest Resource Berat. So as you can see, sometimes it's not a clear cut that the correlation of a company who sells gold will be correlated to the gold price.
Yeah. Sorry, Tareck. I think maybe
yes.
The reason is that Bahvest is one of the large gold miners. I think they're just probably a producer as opposed to a retailer. But yeah,
yes.
It's very, the charts doesn't show that, it's a real direct correlation here. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're totally right. But they should benefit from it with the gold price going higher, and being in mining and be able to sell at a higher price. The big problem that Bahvest Resources has is their cost, the very high production cost. They've seen an increase in cost by 78% from a year ago, and also they lost also on a higher fuel cost. So overall, the way the company is managed is not really benefiting from the higher gold price. And if you look at it, actually, it's been on the downtrend for quite a while. So if I move the price even lower further, since 2021 we had a high of 0.725, and now we are trading at 0.70. So we had some spikes here and there, but for me the overall trend is lower, despite the fact that gold remained at a quite high level since 2021. And so this is for Bahvest, and the last company I wanted to share with you is YX Precious Metals. So similar to the previous, the first two companies, the correlation with gold is quite high. YX Precious Metals is part of a wider conglomerate, and they had an IPO just for that precious metal part in June last year, which was way oversubscribed. But the first reaction of the market was to sell as soon as the IPO came in. So then it was just a long journey for them to get back on track. Unfortunately for them, when they went on IPO, gold price was trending lower, so it didn't help the stock price. But now we start to see again a rally since the month of March following the gold price. The good thing about YX fundamentally is they have an ROE, return on equity, of 12%, which is very good.
And it's very good. It's 12%. Yeah, quite good.
Exactly, very good. So they manage it very well, and the debt to equity ratio, which is for me very low, 0.29. Usually, these kind of companies have a lot of debt, but this YX Precious Metals is really able to expand their businesses without too much debt, which is very good sign for the company, and a very good sign that it can rally much more. So there is, for me, a good opportunity for YX Precious Metals to rally with the rally in gold. So the correlation will be much closer to gold. If people want to play gold, that's one of the companies to play with, in my opinion, because fundamentally everything makes sense in terms of return of equity and debt ratio.
Wow, fantastic, Tareck. I think visually from the charts we can see it's four related, maybe three, one or two on similar businesses. One is basically a miner, two retailers, and potentially one is also I mean, specifically YX Precious is more of a full suite on their particular business. So, but to sum things up, which ones of these four might benefit the most, probably in terms of where prices are going, and I guess which one do you like?
So the one I like the most, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is Tomei Consolidated, just because the price of the stock price has always been trading higher than the gold price, which is a good sign. Fundamentally, also, I really like the company. It has a strong return on equity, and the digital transformation is really helping the company to attract a wider customer base, which is what you want to see from these jewelers. It's very important that they get market shares. I think they have the best position at the moment to grab as much market share as possible. So I believe that this one will be the best player if someone will be interested in playing the rally in the gold price.
Great stuff. Since it's Ramadan and all, I think in anticipation to Eid coming over, I'm just going to ask my wife to just hang around Tomei and see whether there'll be a lot of people going to the shops here in KL. Well, exactly. I guess that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, Tareck. I think this is helpful for our investors, our audience out there. To everyone else, you can get the latest market news and research from our Telegram channel, Trade with Maybank, or you can reach out to your respective sales representative, and as well as the digital sales channels. If you like the content that we've been showcasing for you today, please subscribe to our channels, i.e. LinkedIn, YouTube, as well, again, via Telegram, and we'll see you all in the next session. So again, everybody, thank you very much. Trade smart, stay safe. Till then, it's Naguib signing off. Thank you, everyone.
do 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 do.